found this article about five real life people that are five people that have real life superpowers that even scientists can't explain.
Hmm.
Number one, Daniel Browning Smith. This 44-year-old American contortionist has been described as the most flexible person in history, also known as the Rubber Boy. His incredible flexibility means he's got seven Guinness World Records under his belt, including the fastest time to enter a lock straight jacket, and has performed stunts such as passing his whole body through an unstrung tennis racket. Um, for this one, scientists do know why Daniel has been able to do what he does, as he has a condition called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It gives him loose joints and stretchy skin that helped him with his incredible feats. Though it did mean he had to quit performing, as the condition has can cause pain and means his limbs can easily dislocate. I feel like I don't know if you remember, like back in like the '90s, maybe early 2000s, they had that like Ripley's Believe It or Not show,
Yeah,
and I want to say that maybe some of these people were on there because I do remember
I
like
feel like
seeing,
that's something I would have heard about.
yeah.
Do you always see
Uh,
like Russian women who are able to like throw their feet on their heads and stuff like that? Like I see that.
Yeah, contortion. Yeah, that's freaky too.
Yeah.
Number two, Natasha Demkina. Um, this 37-year-old Russian woman claims she can see inside people's bodies, essentially having Superman's X-ray vision. Experts are naturally skeptical of someone claiming they've got X-ray vision, but in tests she has correctly identified medical conditions in strangers. Appearing on British TV show This Morning in 2004, she identified host Fern Britton had a sore ankle, and a year later, when under scrutiny by the Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal, the CSICOP, she got 4 out of 7 people's medical diagnosis correct. However, not all of her predictions are correct, so maybe she's just a really good guesser.
Yeah, interesting.
Next, Nigak Tai. If you thought insomnia was bad, imagine not sleeping for decades, or at least that's what this 81-year-old Vietnamese farmer claims. His family, friends, and neighbors have claimed they've never seen him sleep, and the man himself claimed he hasn't really slept since 1962, instead getting his energy from green tea and rice wine. In a meeting with YouTuber Drew Binsky, the man said he did want to sleep but couldn't. So this superpower really isn't all that it's cracked up to be. Yes, you could get so much done, but a good night's sleep can't be underestimated. For basically everyone else, going even a couple of days without sleep would be placing us in serious medical danger. So don't try and see whether you have this supposed superpower. Now, let me ask you, like, if you could do this, like, never have the urge to, like, let's say it was different. Like, this guy sounds like he wants to sleep, kind of, but he can't. Let's say you were just, you could flip a switch, you would never be tired, and, like, so you would never have to sleep, and the toxins in your brains would still, like, filter out, like, our bodies do when we are sleeping. Like, would you do that? Because it would give you, like, twice the amount of time. Like, you could do all the, you could watch all the TV shows, consume
So
all
like,
the things you want to.
how's that? Okay, so in this scenario, like, this actual situation, like, how's that exactly? Where like the proteins building his muscles? Like, is everything rebuilding? Like, is all that stuff that you would get from sleep happening?
In this article, it doesn't say, but I mean, he's not dying, so you got to figure whatever condition he has, he's still getting like some of the necessary things that you get when you sleep.
So does that mean when he's awake all the time, he's getting the benefits of sleep without missing out like at all? Like let's say like 24 hours a day he's up. Does that mean throughout the 24 hours he's getting? I know it doesn't say, but I mean, in our scenario, let's say if I wanted to choose this or not, like if I could get all the benefits of sleep and stay up 24 hours, like if I could get at least 8 hours worth of benefit, like REM cycle, everything, I would definitely do it. Like as long as I'm not like exhausted and tired by the time I'm like 40, like
Yeah, in this hypothetical, like, yeah, you always feel like refreshed. You never feel sleepy or groggy.
Yeah, I would do it. Like in the mental problem, you don't have any mental issues. Everything's rebuilding. Everything's fine. All the chemicals are right. Then yeah, I would definitely do it.
I think I might go for it too, but it would be very weird and it would take some getting used to. Like just
Yeah, it
having
would
to
be
be
weird.
awake like 24/7.
I think so too.
I'm wondering if, I don't know, like even though you wouldn't be tired, like would you crave like just like being chill? Maybe you would. I guess you could still like maybe meditate or something. Maybe you would find that beneficial, but like I don't know. It seems
I
like
mean,
it'd be weird.
yeah, like I stay up a lot. I'm an insomniac myself. Uh, so or I've been one for most of my life anyway. The morning hours are really weird. Like being up at like 5 in the morning definitely is like when you see the sun start coming up. That's kind of a bad feeling. It feels like you missed out on sleep or you're doing something wrong. But yeah, I mean, if you could get all the benefits and stay up, then I guess you do feel kind of left out though, because everybody else in the household that you live in is going to be asleep and stuff. So you're just kind of toiling about at night. But I don't know. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. I wish I kind of wish like if I had it, then everybody had it. You know, we could all be up and hanging out.
That's true. It it definitely would like. I guess you'd have to learn to be quiet during like well, if you have like neighbors or roommates or whatever, you gotta like.
Yeah,
But in a sense, it would be cool because you would just because like a person like you work a full-time job, you really don't have that much time just to yourself, and so you would get like another 8 hours every day, just to yourself to do what you want to do. And so that in a sense it would be pretty cool to have that much time.
yeah, for sure.
The next guy, Stephen Wiltshire, the man with possibly the greatest memory in the world. Stephen is able to look at a landscape just once before being able to perfectly recreate it in his art. An incredibly talented artist, the 49-year-old has been able to recreate the skylines and buildings of major cities around the world after just one look. Top Gear fans might remember Stephen as the man who helped out uh, Clarkson, Hammond, and May with their art exhibition by drawing a car in front of New York City's Brooklyn Bridge, with him creating the scenery entirely from memory. I mean, that's pretty impressive, not just because that's like a visual memory. Like, I wonder if he's that good with like if he could read a book and memorize the whole thing,
I
or
think
if
I've
it,
seen his work. Oh well, I don't know about. I've seen him like get like aerial views. Like he'll be taken up in a helicopter and like see a city, and like then he'll draw it later on in like a huge like kind of panoramic like artwork. I don't know if it's the same guy. It was like a black dude. Is this dude like?
yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, then he's he. Yeah, I've seen him. It's incredible. He'll get like the windows of buildings right. Like he'll get a lot of intricate details. So yeah, I mean that's very impressive. Like his memory is probably like what maybe eidetic or something. I don't know.
By the way, you know who doesn't have a good memory? Like
Me.
getting into politics again, um, Joe Biden.
Oh
Um,
God, he's a
so,
walking zombie, man. Uh,
well, it might be even worse than we thought. So, like, apparently, he got in a little bit of hot water for like having like um, confidential papers or whatever in areas they weren't supposed to be. But
mhm,
like when they looked into it, they decided not to charge him, and they basically cited that like unlike Trump, like he was totally cooperative, and also like it didn't seem like he had ill intent. It was they basically were just like, well, he's old and senile, and he like didn't mean to do it, basically. But
mhm,
apparently, they released like they did an interview with him, and they asked him like some very basic questions, like what years were you vice president of the United States? He couldn't answer. They asked
mhm,
him like what year his son died. He couldn't answer. He
mhm.
couldn't remember. Like they asked him like some very basic stuff that he could not recall. And so like he definitely has to be in like the early stages of like Alzheimer's/dementia. Like,
All those politicians just clinging on to power at this point. Like, I don't know if it's for the healthcare or what, because they're already millionaires. I mean, what more do they need? I guess it's just power. But yeah, I mean, I think that was the problem with Russia back in the day. Like, they had these old people running the country who didn't know what they were doing anymore, and that's what's happening to us now. Like, I I don't know. I don't know how many countries have fallen to old people who just can't let go of the power and give it to somebody who knows what they're doing.
wouldn't at the very least, though, wouldn't you think like the rich people who donate like a lot of money to the Democratic Party and the DNC would be like, okay, man, you gotta replace this guy. You gotta replace this guy. He's like a zombie, you know.
Those people play both sides for the most part. Like, they donate to the Democrats, they donate to the Republicans. They just whoever's in power is their puppet. Like, the same corporations are like running everything. So, I mean, you look at all these lobbyists, like they donate to like all these different people. Like they donate to both sides, and then whoever wins is like their next person. So, yeah, I don't know.
It is crazy to think about how like, you know, it's for corporations like they donate millions and millions to different political candidates, but like they must figure the benefit they get out of it is enough to donate that much. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
And
mean, somebody can pass a law to give you a monopoly, or like to keep you from paying certain taxes,
yeah.
or to like give you a leg up in the industry. Like, yeah, it's definitely a good investment.
And then finally, the last X Man here, Wim Hof is his name. The Iceman set Guinness World Records for the farthest swim beneath ice and the longest time in full body contact with ice. He claims cold exposure and breathing exercises are the secret to his incredible feats and can improve your health. But scientists are divided on how true this is. While remarkable, Hoff's records have since been broken by others who have displayed similar capacity to withstand dreadfully cold temperatures. However, this one comes with a massive "don't try this at home" warning, as there have been people who have died attempting to demonstrate they can take the cold temperatures. I've never understood that whole like polar bear club, like these guys who just love to go into ice water and stuff like that. I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me at all.
I mean, maybe they're drawn to the cold. Like maybe it's just more comfortable to them. Uh, I don't like too hot or too cold. I'm just a normal human being. But when I wake up in the morning to drop the kids off at school, like that is rough. That hurts to be in that like wet, cold environment in the mornings. It's just bad. So I don't know how they do it. Like I definitely would die. Like if I was under that ice, like after 3-4 minutes, I'd be close to death.
The only thing
There's a
is, I don't think this guy even has like a special like X-Man power. He just, over time, like kept doing this stuff, and his body got used to it. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Whenever I see like your brother like outside and stuff, he's always wearing like no jacket and stuff like that. So I figure like some people are just more inclined to that cold weather, being from Montana and then like, genetically from being like northern Europe. So like maybe that's like a part of it. Like I would imagine Russians can handle cold better than like granted, yeah, they're exposed to it more too, but you would think that they have developed some sort of like genetic predisposition to like, you know, deal with it. Like there are some I think Tibetans like they're able to go up to like very high altitudes and survive up there and climb and like breathe properly, whereas like other people can't do what they do. Like they'll die up there after some period of time, or like they'll get sick.
It's definitely true that like people with melanin in their skin can handle the sun better.
Yeah,
But I have
yeah.
not heard the opposite of being like, oh, people, you know, other people can handle like the cold better.
Well, you know what? I when I was in school, I don't know how true this is because sometimes they teach you weird, stupid stuff. But I I thought I heard that like black soldiers in World War II or some time back, like they developed frostbite faster than white soldiers.
Huh. That is interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe they were just given the worst assignments though. Like you're
that could
black,
be.
you're
Yeah,
going
they're
out in the
given
front.
less equipment to like deal with it, stuff like that. So there could be like a variety of factors.
Yeah, like you don't get gloves; those are for whites
Yeah,
only.
now go to the front lines.